So are you stacking correctly? Greetings, Star Wars Stackers. How you doing? I'm the Stacking Stormtrooper. If you're new to the channel, I'm a guy in a bucket talking about precious metals. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and get the bell notification clicked. And that way you get updated with any new content. So I've been getting a lot of people asking me how much silver and gold should they own? And this is not an easy question to answer because it's different from person to person. Furthermore, I am not a financial advisor. As I always say, I'm just a guy in a bucket talking about precious metals. Anyhow, this video is going to help answer that question for some of you. Again, this is just something that I tell my friends and family members, and I think that this will be helpful for you guys. And I'm also including another Google Sheet, which I find to be very useful, and that is down below in the description. So anyhow, why don't I just start babbling and get right to it? So lately I've been getting a lot of questions, whether it be on my YouTube posts or through direct message on Instagram, about how much silver and gold somebody should own. And it got me to thinking about my own stack. And I only stack silver and gold. The only platinum I have is right here on my ring finger. But I've been sticking to silver and gold throughout my stacking, and that is primarily going to be the only two types of metals that I will stick with. Now in this video, I'm going to show you within those metals how I break down my stack. I will also show you how I think you guys should break down your stack and what I advise people to do who are friends of mine on a spreadsheet, which I will share with you in just a moment. But when it comes to gold, I view gold as two categories. I view it as pre-33 gold, which happens to be more numismatic, meaning that these are historic and there's only a finite number of these coins in existence. They're no longer being minted, so these tend to have a bit higher of a premium on them. So I look at it as pre-33 gold, and I view the other category of gold to be the bullion grade, right? So if you've got the American gold eagles, you know, these happen to be 91.67% pure, or you've got, you know, the Canadian coinage, which happens to be, you know, 4/9 fine. You have the Krugerrands, which have their purities or what have you. So you've got the bullion grade stuff and you got the pre-33 gold stuff, okay? Two categories. When it comes to silver, I look at it as three categories. One category happens to be very popular right now in our community, and it is just the newer bullion grade, you know, 3/9s or 4/9s fine coins that have, you know, different animals or warriors or, you know, different series that one can collect. And like I said, you've got the 4/9s fine, which, you know, happens to be, you know, like either Canadian or Perth Mint stuff or what have you. And you got the 3/9s fine stuff. Okay, so that's like the modern bullion. That's the one category. The other category I view to being all by itself, and that is American silver eagles. Now, while these are, you know, pure silver, 3/9s fine, I do view these to be their own category within a person's stack. And my reason for that is that they are arguably the most recognized coin amongst stackers worldwide. They are the most popular. They are highly collectible. They do command a little bit more of a premium. However, you do tend to get those premiums back when you sell them. But they are, I feel like, the standard, like the base of one's stack. I think that these should be in everybody's stack, hands down. So I kind of put the American Silver Eagle in their own category. So aside from the modern bullion and the American Silver Eagles, I do also say that people should own a percentage of constitutional silver. Constitutional silver, as you know, is anything minted on dimes, quarters, and halves from 1964 or older. They consist of 90% silver, and then they are made up of other metal. But those are the three categories of silver. So constitutional silver, modern day, whoops, sorry for knocking into the camera, modern day bullion, which is 3 nines or 4 nines fine. And then I say again, have American Silver Eagles in their own category. And again, gold, you have the modern bullion, which is anywhere between 91% pure all the way up to 4 nines pure, as well as the constitutional. Why am I saying constitutional? I mean pre-33 gold. Okay, so those are the two categories, a total of 5 in which I stack. Some people will argue that you should have, poured silver within your stack. That I'm going to save for another video. I have my own opinions about poured silver, which I'll get into at another time. But that is primarily the 5 categories of silver and gold that I suggest people should diversify within. Now I'm going to show you guys on a spreadsheet how I believe you should diversify your silver and gold. And do not, take this as truth. This is not the Bible. For some of you, this is just my opinion. I am not a financial advisor. As I always say in every video, I'm a guy in a bucket talking about precious metals. So anyway, why don't we take a look at the spreadsheet and dive into this a little bit further. So when it comes to how much silver and gold one should own, it really varies from person to person. It is my belief that you should own as much as you possibly can. People think that you should have more money tied up into the stock market because it's a little bit more aggressive, and the purpose of a company is to make money. Therefore, their goal is to ensure that the stock prices go up and investors stay happy. However, for me, investing in the stock market, I have it in my 401k and my 403b, but playing the stock market individually has, always been a little bit of a challenge for me because I'm a little bit neurotic and I can't leave things alone. And if I see prices soaring, I sell. And when I see prices diving, I sell. So it's not the right investment vehicle for me. Silver and gold, however, has been perfect for me because not only is it a hobby, your money is kind of locked up. Even though it's very liquid, it's still kind of locked up in some way. In order to offload it, you have to find a buyer. And, so there's a little bit of an extra step involved, but it works for me. I love this hobby and I look at it as a way of life, actually. But when it comes to how much you should own, you hear various figures. 10% tends to be the standard number in which one should have their net worth invested in silver and gold. I like to do maybe 20%. But again, it depends on person to person. Now, when it comes to actual silver and gold holdings, everybody has a different ratio. Some people are 100 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. Some people are more like 50-50. I kind of tend to be around 60 to 1, and I am making that ratio shrink. I am going to try to get that to be more like 50-50 as I go forward in terms of overall net worth. But now when it comes to the silver and gold breakdown, this is, like I said, I like to have ASEs, modern silver bullion, which is like that, 3 nines fine, 4 nines fine. Junk silver, which is 90% pure. And I'll just write that 90% pure for some of you newer folk. Pre-33 gold, and then modern gold bullion. All right, I'll actually say modern gold bullion, right? This is the more pure stuff, okay? So what I like to do is I have ASEs as the foundation of my stack. The majority of my silver is locked up in American Silver Eagles. And so for me, I like to say 30%. 30% of my silver, I like to have all in American Silver Eagles. Again, this is my preference. This is the stuff that you're spending, a little bit of a premium on, but not a ton, a few bucks over. Right now, at the filming of this video, you're looking at anywhere between $5, $10 over spot. But those numbers are fluctuating from dealer to dealer. Modern silver bullion, this stuff also commands a higher premium. This is the stuff like, your Queen Anne's Revenges and your Horsemen of the Apocalypse series and, things with different animals on it and what have you. And this stuff is good for collecting. It's for fun. And some of this is good for flipping. As you've seen on my auctions, and people on Instagram and what have you. eBay, they sell this stuff for a little bit more of a premium. So for this category, I like to have 20% of my holdings. And then when it comes to junk silver, I like to have 10% of my overall holdings. I think I only have, oh man, and this is just facts and figures. This isn't, exactly what I have, but this is kind of ideal. I think I have maybe only $140 face, not a lot. And then when it comes to the gold, I have more of my money invested in the modern gold bullion. I have about 30%, maybe a little bit more. And then I only have 10%. Okay. So we got 30, 50, 60, 70, 100%. And, you click this little button here, explore, or as Sal would say, explore. Let's explore. We can insert this chart. Let's drag that up. Let's move it on over. Right? So this is kind of a visual of everything. So here again, you've got ASEs. I got it as 30%. Modern silver bullion at 20. 10% junk silver. So overall, I've got 60% of my holdings in silver. The other 40% I have as gold. 30% of it happens to be modern gold bullion. The other 10 is pre-33. Now, if you guys like this chart, you guys can change it. You can change it to whatever you want, right? If your modern silver bullion is only 10, and it should change, see how the chart just changed on its own? Like I said, I will include this down below, so feel free to make a copy of it for yourself and do whatever you feel is necessary to make this your own. But this is just something that I advise my friends on and how they should break down their silver and gold stack. And again, some of you will have different ideas, so please comment down below how you break your stack down. But yeah, guys, I hope this answers some of your questions, and I hope you find this to be a handy tool. So that concludes today's video. If you like this video, please check out that video. This video is also awesome. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and long live the Empire.